Let's take a look at one of the assignments for Chapter 23. This here says Leno Manufacturing Company prepared the following factory overhead cost budget for the press department for October of the current year, during which it is expected to require 20,000 hours of productive capacity in the department. Okay, so this is the October information. They break it down into the variable portion and the fixed portion of our overhead cost. And here's the total variable, here's the total fixed, and here's the total of everything. It says, assuming that the estimated costs for November are the same as October, prepare a flexible factory overhead cost budget for the press department for November for 18,000 hours, 20,000 hours, and 22,000 hours of production. Okay, so this right here is just a fixed amount for 20,000 hours. They want us to move to November instead of October and create it for 3 different levels of production. Okay, so I've already dummied up this area here. I gave it a title, Leno Manufacturing, Factory Overhead Cost Budget for the Press Department for the month ended November 30th. I have put in the number of hours that they have requested that we give information for, and I have written down these different costs exactly like they gave them to us. You can see this is nearly a direct copy here. Okay, take this information, just write it into here. If you need to pause the video for a second to do so, you can, but again, we're just copying this information into here. Now, they've told us that these dollar amounts right here are for 20,000 hours, so I am taking them and I'm dropping this dollar amount information into the 20,000 hour column. Okay, that one's done. Every bit of it's given to us. Now, let's go ahead and think about the other variations, the 18,000 hours or the 22,000 hours. Down here for the fixed, this is the same no matter what. So we can copy this information right here and just simply put it into the other. Okay, so I am just pasting that into each one of these. Okay, because by definition it is fixed. Nothing is going to change even if we vary the number of hours. Okay, so don't make that harder than it has to be. And of course this right here is going to be wrong because it's missing this over here. So ignore that total fixed overhead row for right now. So let's come back up over here. We now need to come up with a rate for each one of these right here. And I'm just going to do the calculation out here on the side. Okay, so watch this here. We are going to have $180,000. Okay, at the level of 20,000. So let's take 180,000 divided by 20,000 hours. That gives us a $9 rate. And let me just make sure I'm not missing or cutting off some. It's not cooperating. Okay, I just did a quick stop. I wanted to make sure that Excel wasn't rounding these off, but this is an exact $9, okay? So that means for every hour, direct labor hour that we have, we're going to give $9 of indirect factory labor. So now at the 22,000 level, okay, we can take the 22,000 and we can multiply it times $9. And we would expect to have 198,000 in indirect factory labor for this level of productivity. Come over here to 18. This is now just going to be the 18,000 times the $9. Okay, and we'd have 162,000 in indirect factory labor at the level of activity of 18,000 direct labor hours. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here for power and light. Let's come over here to do the math. This is going to equal 12,000 divided by this 20,000 right here. That's going to give us a rate of 60 cents per direct labor hour. Now we do our multiplication. 22,000 times this 60 cents. Okay, come over here and do it for this level of activity. 18,000 hours times our 60-cent rate. There we go. So power and light, 10,800 at the 18,000 direct labor hour level, and we have 13,200 for power and light at the 22,000 direct labor hour level. Okay, we're getting there. Let's do the same thing with our indirect materials. Okay, so let's come up with a rate. This is going to be 64,000 divided by the standard of 20,000. It has a rate of 320. Okay, so let's use that to multiply 22,000 times our 320. Indirect materials of 70,400 will be applied at that level. Come over here. This is going to be equal to our 18,000 times the rate, or $57,600. Okay, so we're almost done at this point. We can go ahead and add up these numbers right here. That is our total variable factory overhead at 18,000. Come over here and I'll use the auto sum function to add up these three numbers. Okay, that is 281,600. All of our variable amounts are done. The fix is done. Since I happen to have that formula in place right here, it's already come up with our totals. The totals are always just this variable portion right here plus the fixed portion. Add them up across there and you're done with all of them. Hope that helped.